Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the other sub EZA. We already looked at the future Android 17. Today we're going to be looking at future Android 18. Now I think she's actually going to be quite a bit better than the future 17. The future 17 I didn't really see, I feel like much use we could get out of him. Future 18, she's a little bit more up my alley, if you guys catch my drift. I mean, no, it's not her, wonderful goddess-type Android 18 that she is. It's the dodge. She is a dodging queen. Yes! We love dodge characters. So, I decided to go ahead and throw her a little bit more dodge here. I mean, in terms of, category teams she's on, I don't know necessarily if we'd get a ton of value out of her, just on, random teams and stuff like that, because, to get a lot of her extra dodge, she does need to be on a full Future Saga rotation, but we could, sort of jump in and test it out. So here's the build we went with. Let's go ahead and test out the Future Android 18 EZA. Alrighty, we are here in an event. We can go ahead and take a look at what our girl Future Android 18 is able to do for us. So, remember that one of the major things with these sub-EZA Future Androids is they have that ability, right? So, 18 is getting 1 key, 50% attack and defense, and an 18% chance to crit per Future Saga ally in the same turn. So it does kind of limit them a little bit because, you could certainly see how these androids would probably be most effective with other android characters, but I don't know that that would work super well because, I mean, Future Saga android characters, unfortunately, Dokkan does not count Cell as Future Saga androids, which is really stupid. They could easily drop a Cell who's on Future Saga, because, I mean, Trunks kills a Cell in the future. But, I mean, it's not like Legends where every single Cell is on Future. I think that's the way Dokkan should be as well. That, I mean, would make these sub-EZA androids certainly a little bit better if it did work that way, but unfortunately it does not. So, her link set here, we have Organic Upgrade, Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Brutal Beatdown, Battlefield Diva, Dismal Future, and Fierce Battle. So that's the thing with these type of android characters is you need to run them with other android characters, right? That's one of the big things there. Super attack effect. We have 30% attack for 1 turn, supreme damage, and then we get 30% defense for 3 turns. Okay, that's the defense for a couple of turns, of course, is very, very good. In terms of her passive, she's got the 150% attack and even start a turn. She changes physical key spheres to AGL key spheres. She changes int key spheres to physical key spheres and gets an additional as a high chance to be a super if HP is 78% or less. She gets 20% attack and 30% defense per AGL key sphere, which now brings us to this moment right here where we don't really have much of an opportunity to do that, huh? Yeah, sure wish we had the AGL key spheres around. If they're not AGL, she gets 20% attack and defense rather than the 20% and 30% defense she gets from EGL key spheres, right? And then she has a 30% chance to dodge baseline. So right now, 16 is at what? Is it a 66% chance to dodge? Yeah, yeah, she's at a 66% chance to dodge from her passive because we have the full Future Saga rotation. Plus, any hidden potential system additional would be a separate proc. 346 she's at, and she's going to get 30% defense for 3 turns. But this was no AGL key spheres. For a villain sub-EZA, she could be okay. Because if we were able to get her AGL key spheres, defensively, she would be in a, her actual, defensive stats will be looking much better. Okay, so we get the hidden potential system additional super. Beautiful. That's good because it gives us multiple turns of defense right there. Cell does connect with the super attack. Okay. Let's see how we tank this. 100k. Okay, it's not really the worst ever. That Cell, he doesn't do, jaw-dropping, game-changing damage, but, I mean, he could do damage to weaker characters, I guess, is kind of a way to look at that. Okay. I mean, I'll certainly take her, getting a double super attack, getting double defense hopefully on this next rotation, we'll have more AGL key spheres, so we could see her get a higher defensive stat. Alright, so unfortunately, not really the craziest rotation. You know, we would like to get a lot of AGL key spheres. I don't even think, like, it's necessarily going to fall, like, if we get these. Damn, yeah. This is the thing I saw with 17, too, where it does kind of feel like if we're pairing a bunch of these androids together who really need a lot of orbs, I mean, there's certainly a good chance we're not going to get the orbs we want. Yeah, that wouldn't really even have been that crazy to do. I mean, now we have a bunch of AGL key spheres, but, you know, it's towards the end here. Well, I mean, she's a 700k. Keep in mind, that's with her double supering last turn. Remember, her 30% defense does last for 3 turns, so the double super from last turn is up. I mean, damn, imagine if we had gotten, you know, a bunch of AGL key spheres instead. Like, her defense could have been even higher. Yeah, she seems decent. It's just her restriction is tough, right? It's like under this condition where we have, like, the full Future Saga lineup, like she seems really good. Like, having, you know, 700k defense with a 66% chance to dodge, that's certainly good. But a Future Saga restriction, I do think is, like, that's harsh for android characters, right? Remember, it's like their problem is the same problem as, like, the Dokkan Fest 17 and 18, the Turnout Power one, is that these android characters, I mean, they're obsessed with making sure that 17 and 18 characters have organic upgrade and twin terrors, like these bullshit, like exclusive 17 and 18 links. And I mean, it just hurts. And these characters are getting huge stats from these links too, right? It's not like some small number. So it just leads to kind of like not being able to see these characters as effective as we really would like to, right? Like, we could certainly see a much better showing from these androids. Like if we were able to run 17, like, if you would take away the Future Saga restriction and make it android instead, these guys would be really effective. Like literally just imagine if Future 18, if she's getting 50% attack and defense and an 18% chance to dodge per android category ally, like, she would be really solid potentially to run on that android team, which makes sense because they've built up the android team with Dokkan Fest 21 and Benny Unit 21 and EZA 13 and then EZA 16, 17, 18. I'm not really a fan of the Future Saga restriction because this Future 18 seems good besides that. Alright, well, here we go. This is a nice turn right here for our waifu. We'll be able to get a lot of orbs. Let's go ahead and hit that, and let's take a look at what the defense is looking like here. 651, yeah, that's without the defensive support. Remember, previously, we had Goasu and Zamasu with their massive defensive support. So she's at 651 with the 66% chance to dodge. I mean, we could definitely take that. That's not bad at all, right? Yeah, I like her. I do. I do actually like this Future Android 18, man. I think she's a reasonable character for sure. So, let me know what you guys think of her, but yeah, I'm pretty solid. I mean, poor 17 got, what, crits instead? Alright, she eats this. 567. I think we did take extra damage there from Future Gohan's domain, right? Future Gohan's domain actually caused us to take more damage. Right, because that, it works for any villain character. Like, all villain characters are taking the extra damage from his domain, right? So, okay, sure. So keep in mind, like, we would have taken a lot less damage from that super attack from Cell, if not for Future Gohan. Hey, well, actually, this makes a good point. This fits into what I was saying, how that the one thing I really don't like about these, you know, future androids is the necessity to have a Future Saga rotation when that's not really too good. And it also synergizes pretty poorly with LR Future Gohan, considering if his domain comes out, these androids are just going to take more damage. They're just going to get hit harder, right? Because it's all, like, any extreme class enemies or allies are taking additional damage. And we really felt that. 18 should not have taken 500k right there. That's certainly an effect of the domain. So this was good. I feel like we got a good look at her. We can see that she does have some stuff, but she has a restriction that I think is mostly going to kill a lot of her effectiveness. I mean, she could still be runnable for sure, maybe with just one other Future Saga category ally, I guess. All right, let's... Yeah, and I mean, we could easily... Okay, no, that worked out well. That worked out well. The thing about 17 and 18 together is, especially if our HP is low, right? Like, they do synergize well with their orb change. And so this should heal us up nicely. Yeah, that's pretty good. She's at 800k defense again. We can hit that right there. Sure, let's see how this goes. So remember, our HP was low, so 18 gets the additional now. She has the built-in additional, right? So 18 could triple super right here if she wanted. Perfect. There's a second one. And we could still get the hidden potential system additional after that. This is the additional from the HP restriction. No hidden potential system additional, right? So, all right, there was the sub EZA Android 18. I think she's an effective character. She's decent. I do wish that the Future Saga restriction was an Android category restriction instead, but I mean, they're certainly better than nothing. Cell is going to super attack right here and end us. All right, there's a triple super from 17, sure. Let's see if Cell ends us right here. Does he? No super attack. Okay, cool. All right, guys, so that was the Future Android 18. So this is Grizzly Destruction, Android 18 Future. Leader skill is AGL type key 3 and 100% of stats. Maybe you could use her as like a battlefield leader, certainly. Super attack is the Excel Dance, which gives her 30% attack for 1 turn, supreme damage, and then 30% defense for 3 turns. I think we saw some good defensive stats from having multiple supers in the video. Her passive skill, Perfect Position. Yes, I need Android 18 in the perfect position for sure. She gets 150% attack and defense at the start of turn, changes physical key spheres to AGL key spheres. She changes int key spheres to physical key spheres, and then gets an additional as a high chance to be a super if HP is 78% or less. She gets 20% attack, 30% defense per AGL key sphere obtained, and then she gets 20% attack and defense per non-AGL key sphere obtained. Then she has a 30% chance to dodge at the start of turn, and she gets 1 key, 50% attack and defense, and an 18% chance to crit per Future Saga category ally in the same turn, minus herself. Links are Organic Upgrade, Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Brutal Beatdown, Battlefield Diva, Dismal Future, Fierce Battle. That's what's not really so good for her. Again, kind of like just an Android character that needs to be run with an Android character that needs to be on like a Future Saga team. We've talked about it extensively, but I mean, you change that Future Saga condition to androids, and this is a really, really strong sub EZA. Right, I think she's solid, but like she would have been really good on the Android team, I think. 12 kill inspire, 135%, a tad low, but not really a big deal. Again, these characters are definitely very old. Right, this 17, 18, they got their awakenings when Physical Future Gohan came out. Funny enough, that was during the first time I ever watched Hunter x Hunter, which I'm also watching it right now, so that's crazy. All right, anyway, 18, her categories, our girl is on here, so she's on the Peppy Gal team. Okay, sure. 18 is also on the Future Saga team. This, of course, is where we need Future Saga allies in order for her to be able to have her extra abilities from her passive up. She's also over here on the Android category team. Sure, we'll take that. She's also over here on the Sibling Bond category team. This team always needs more help. She's here on the Android Cell Saga category team. And then finally, she, of course, is on Worldwide Chaos. So let me know what you guys think of the sub EZA AGL Future Android 18. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.